Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Georgia. So today I'm doing another comedy reaction just because I'm in the mood to. The past couple of days I've just been really in the mood to watch and just laugh at things. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Today I thought I'd actually mix it up and go for a different person just because I don't want to say too trapped on the same person. So today I'm reacting to, I think his name's George Carlin from my memory. I don't really know him. I know the people in my comments recommended him, so I was like, I'm going to go with him. I'm pretty sure I'm reacting to one that's called Rights and Privileges, if my memory serves me correctly. I'm not really sure. But yeah, let's get on with reacting to this video.
Another one of these civic customs, swearing on the Bible. You understand that shit? I tell you to raise your right hand, place your left hand on the Bible. Does this stuff really matter? Which hand? Does God really give a fuck about details like this? Suppose you put your right hand in the Bible, you raise your left hand. Would that count? Or would God say, sorry, wrong hand, try it again? And why does one hand have to be raised? What is the magic in this gesture? This seems like some sort of a primitive voodoo mojo shit. Why not put your left hand on the Bible, let your right hand hang out by your side? It's more natural. Or put it in your pocket. Remember what your mother used to say? Don't put your hands in your pockets. Does she know something we don't know? Is this hand shit really important? Well, let's get back.
I actually kind of know something about this, but I'm trying to think of what it is. Because I feel like that's really reminding me of something, which is crazy, but I'm really trying to click onto my head of what it is. Wait, because isn't that the whole thing of say you get arrested or say you go to what's the word? Say you go to, I don't know what it's called, when you watch a program and they're sitting the judge's courtroom and they're I solemnly swear that I'll tell the truth or whatever they say. But I think the thing with that is I'm pretty sure there's something to do with that where, isn't it called I don't know what it's called, it's somewhat law. I think it's marine law, I'm pretty sure I read it somewhere or heard about it, that with marine law, what we think doesn't matter, things we say, they have a meaning for. I don't know who they is, the people who run or thought of marine law. It's the whole thing of that hand means something, to them it means something, but to us it's why are you doing that? What's the point? But to them, they have their own little meanings for things. It's a really interesting thing to read. And it's we can say the word I don't know, person or person, and to them that will mean something completely different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's called marine law, I'm pretty sure. And it's the whole thing of all these little gestures that you do, they do, or these, just like him said, putting the right hand up or whatever hand you put up, it has a meaning, a deep-rooted meaning that we don't know about. Interesting, it's very interesting. I wasn't expecting to get reminded of that today, but yeah. So far I'm actually really liking this guy. I don't know why I wasn't expecting him to be old. I don't know why, but yeah, let's carry on.
You don't know? Is this hand shit really important? Well, let's get back to the Bible, America's favorite national theatrical prop. Suppose the Bible they hand you to swear on is upside down, or backward, or both, and you swear to tell the truth on an upside down, backward Bible. Would that count? Suppose the Bible they hand you is an old Bible and half the pages are missing. Suppose all they have is a Chinese Bible in an American court. Or a Braille Bible and you're not blind. Suppose they hand you an upside down backward Chinese Braille Bible with half the pages missing. At what point does all of this stuff just break down and become just a lot of stupid shit that somebody made up? They fucking made it up, folks. It's make-believe. It's make-believe. Now, alright.
Yes, but to them it's not make-believe. I'm really liking him so far. I keep stopping it, but he just seems quite the way he's doing it, he's not over-enhanced. He's sort of keeping it just low-key and so when does it just become pointless? What is it? I like how he's keeping it flat tone and not too over the top. I keep stopping. I'm going to stop stopping now and let it play on for a few minutes. But yeah, I just like him so far.
made it up, folks. It's make-believe. It's make-believe. Now, all right. Okay. Let's leave the Bible aside. We'll get back to the science fiction reading later. The more important question is, what is the big deal about swearing to God in the first place? Why does swearing to God mean you're going to tell the truth? Wouldn't affect me. If they said to me, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God, I'd say, yeah. I'll tell you about as much truth as the people who wrote that fucking Bible. How do you like that? Huh? Swearing on the Bible doesn't mean anything. It's kid. Swearing to God is kid stuff. Remember when you were a kid? If you told another kid something he didn't quite believe, he'd say, you swear to God? I would always say, yeah, I swear to God. Even if I was lying. Why not? What's going to happen if I lie? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing happens if you lie. Unless you get caught, and that's a whole different story. Sometimes a kid would think he was being slick with me, and he'd say, you swear on your mother's grave? I'd say, yeah. Why not? First of all, my mother was alive. She didn't even have a grave. Second of all, even if she was dead, what's she going to do? Rise from the grave and haunt me? Come and haunt me? All because I told a lie to an 8-year-old? Get fucking real, will you?
That's a good one.
Sometimes I would say, I swear on my mother's tits. Kids are impressed with things like that. I mean, I don't care about my mother's tits either. I don't care if they fell off. Fuck her. Not my problem. They're your tits, Ma. You keep an eye on them. Swearing to God doesn't mean anything. Swearing on the Bible doesn't mean anything. You know why? Because Bible or no Bible, God or no God, if it suits their purposes, people are going to lie in court. The police do it all the time. All the time. Yes, they do. It's part of their job to protect, to serve, and to commit perjury whenever it supports the state's case. Swearing on the Bible is just one more way of controlling people and keeping them in line, and it's one more thing that holds us back as a species. Here's one more item for you, the last in our civics book, rights. Boy, everyone in this country is always running around yammering about their fucking rights. I have a right, you have no right, we have a right, they don't have a right. Folks, I hate to spoil your fun, but there's no such thing as rights, okay? They're imaginary. We made them up, like the Boogeyman, the Three Little Pigs, Pinocchio, Mother Goose, shit like that. Rights are an idea. They're just imaginary. They're a cute idea, cute, but that's all, cute and fictional. But if you think you do have rights, let me ask you this. Where do they come from? People say, well, they come from God. They're God-given rights. Oh, fuck, here we go again. Here we go again. The God excuse, the last refuge of a...
I mean, I slightly have an opinion about this whole God-given rights thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to see what he carries on saying actually because I don't know if what I'm going to say links in with what he's saying. I'm not really sure.
With no answers and no argument, it came from God. Anything we can't describe must have come from God. Personally, folks, I believe that if your rights came from God, he would have given...
No, the thing is what I think with it, right? Because he just seems to be talking about God-given rights. And I'm like... I don't know how to put this, but nowadays, what's going on nowadays is really telling me that that's not true. Because it's like, if there were God-given rights, then how come a man can come along with this little bit of piece of paper and his pen and just change it so that it can't be God-given? So I guess I agree with him in a way. Rights can't be God-given if a man could come along at any point and just take that right away with a pen and a piece of paper. And I know I look like I'm getting angry about it, and I'm not that mad about it. I'm just like, it's not God-given rights. And do you know what? I'm really liking this skit, only because it's really reminding me of things that I've like kind of thought of and like looked into, which I quite like, you know. It's kind of inciting thought, and I like people who incite thoughts in your head and allows me to ramble on because I love a ramble, you know. But I just feel like it can't be God-given if you think about it. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm being stupid, maybe I don't make any sense, but I feel like in my head a rule or a right can't be God-given, given by God, if a man, just a normal man, can just walk along with his pen and paper just because he's rich and slightly powerful and just steals the right away with a pen and paper. I don't know. I'm ranting. I always rant, you know what I mean? But it's like, yeah. But you know what? I like him so far. He's making me think, and that's what I like.
Come from God. Personally, folks, I believe that if your rights came from God, He would have given you the right to some food every day, and He would have given you the right to a roof over your head. God would have been looking out for you. God would have been looking out for you. You know that? He would have been worried about making sure you have a gun so you get drunk on Sunday night and kill your girlfriend's friends. But let's say it's true. Let's say God gave us these rights. Why would He give us a certain number of rights? The Bill of Rights of this country has 10 stipulations, okay? 10 rights. And apparently God was doing sloppy work that week because we've had to amend the Bill of Rights an additional 17 times. So God forgot a couple of things, like slavery. Just fucking slipped his mind. But let's say God gave us the original 10. He gave the British 13. The British Bill of Rights has 13 stipulations. The Germans have 29. The Belgians have 25. The Swedish have only 6. And some people in the world have no rights at all. What kind of a fucking goddamn God-given deal is that? No rights at all? Why would God give different people in different countries different numbers of different rights? Boredom? Amusement? Bad arithmetic? Do we find out at long last after all this time that God is weak in math skills? Doesn't sound like divine planning to me. Sounds more like human planning. Sounds more like one group trying to control another group. In other words, business as usual in America. Now, if you think you do have rights, one last assignment for you. Next time you're at the computer, get on the internet, go to Wikipedia. When you get to Wikipedia, in the search field for Wikipedia, I want you to type in Japanese Americans 1942, and you'll find out all about your precious fucking rights, okay?
I don't get it.
All right. You know about it. You know about it. Yeah. In 1942, there were 110,000 Japanese American citizens in good standing, law-abiding people who were thrown into internment camps simply because their parents were born in the wrong country. That's all they did wrong. They had no right to a lawyer, no right to a fair trial, no right to a jury of their peers, no right to due process of any kind. The only right they had, right this way, into the internment camp. Just when these American citizens needed their rights the most, their government took them away. And rights aren't rights if someone can take them away. They're privileges. That's all we've ever had in this country.
Oh my god, that's pretty much literally what I said. I'm pretty sure that really leads to what I said. Like, if a man could come along with his pen and paper, then he could just take it away. Yes! Yes, George! Yes, I love that. I love him now. Do you know what I mean? Now I feel like, you know, we're on the same wavelength, and now I'm loving that. Yes, George. See, that's so... It's true, though. It's so true.
Country is a bill of temporary privileges, and if you read the news even badly, you know that every year the list gets shorter and shorter and shorter. You see how I'm saying? Yeah. Sooner or later, the people in this country are going to realize the government does not give a fuck about them. Government doesn't care about you or your children or your rights or your welfare or your safety. It simply doesn't give a fuck about you. It's interested in its own power. That's the only thing, keeping it and expanding it wherever possible. Personally, when it comes to rights, I think one of two things is true. I think either we have unlimited rights or we have no rights at all. Personally, I lean toward unlimited rights. I feel, for instance, I have the right to do anything I please. But if I do something you don't like, I think you have the right to kill me. So where are you going to find a fairer fucking deal than that? So the next time some asshole says to you, I have a right to my opinion, you say, oh yeah? Well, I have a right to my opinion, and my opinion is you have no right to your opinion. Then shoot the fuck and walk away.
Oh, he should have done a mic drop at the end, just like, there you go. Yeah, I actually really like him. Just checking it doesn't say anything else. So yeah, that was my reaction to that video. I really like him just because I feel like you can tell he's passionate about what he's talking about. Like I don't know whether or not like this was just like he's using his comedy skit. This is like a chance to like rant about the things that he's annoyed about. But you know what? I like that because it's quite, you can see the passion, and I like that. And I feel like I actually quite agree with most of the things he says. Yeah, I like a little comedy skit where you can find some truth in it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that is my reaction to that video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please turn on the notification bell. Goodbye.